Hey, good evening everyone. Can you confirm? Audible or not? Can you hear me? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So where we stopped in the last session?
Yes, sir.
Where we stopped in the last session? Where we stopped in the last session?
Variables.
We discussed about the variables, right? Let me ask some questions. So why we go for variable? If anybody asks, it's like simple answer. Why we go for variables in any programming language to store the data.
Data.
In Python, how we can create a variable? How we can create a variable in Python?
Syntax.
Okay, the next one. Is Python is dynamically typed programming language or not? Is Python is
Dynamically.
dynamically typed programming language or not? Okay, if yes, why? Yes or no? Okay, the next one is like, tell me some data formats in Python. Tell me some data formats in Python. The next one, naming convention. Okay, naming conventions. Naming conventions. Naming conventions. How the variable name is looks like. The naming conventions also you can tell. Okay, let's go one by one. Why we go for variable? What's your answer? One line answer. Tell me. To store the data. To store the data. Simply you can say like to store some data. To represent some data. Okay, how we can create a variable in Python? Variable name, come on, variable name and variable value
Value.
or
Value.
variable name and variable value. Is Python dynamically typed programming language or not?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, how you can
Yes,
say?
it's
Can you tell me why you said as? Okay.
runtime.
Yeah, it is allocate the memory for that particular variable value dynamically or not. Yes or no? It's not allocate the memory first and then place the value, not like that, like Java. It is allocate the memory dynamically to that particular variable value or not. That's the reason Python is like dynamically typed programming language or not. Tell me some data formats in Python. Tell me some data formats in Python. What you know? Tell me some data formats. Tell me. Okay, this is
String.
string.
Int.
This is
Boolean.
yeah. Okay, this one
List.
list. This one okay, just
Tuple.
remember the words tuple. And this one
Subta.
okay,
Dictionary.
dict also, dict also. Okay, set dict also. Yes or no? Most of the times these data formats we are going to use in Python. Okay, the naming convention. Tell me naming conventions. Yesterday we discussed it, right? The naming conventions. Tell me. Come on. Can I start the variable name with a digit?
No, sir.
With a digit,
No,
right? Can we use underscores?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we can use. Can we use the keywords as like a variable
No,
name?
sir.
No,
No,
right?
sir.
Can I use the spaces? Can I use the
no,
Yes.
spaces?
sir.
No, sir.
Okay.
All right, these are all the
Case
naming
sensitive.
conventions. Okay, the next point, yes, you are right. Is Python is case sensitive? Is
Yes, sir.
Python is case sensitive? Yes, right. Okay, is Python is case sensitive means yes. Okay, you can say like a yes. These things yesterday we discussed or not. Appear okay, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay then. The next one is like any programming language you can tell. Okay, for example, you can say like if you want to learn English, if you want to learn some other language, whatever it is. First thing we are going to focus on. First thing we are going to focus on vocabulary, right? We are going to focus on vocabulary. That means, okay, which words frequently we are going to use. Those words first we learn and we'll try to, okay, format the sentence and everything or not. That is the next level step. Same like this, any programming language you can take it. If you want to learn one language, vocabulary is required. Okay, set off, okay, some words required. Same like this, any programming language you can take it. Okay, if you want to learn, there has some set of reserved words also, okay, applicable for that particular programming language or not. Those reserved words we can say like what? Keywords. So if you want to learn Python, in Python also there has keywords, there has some keywords or reserved words. We can say reserved words is nothing but this particular, okay, word or set of characters reserved for that particular functionality. You have to use that word only for that particular functionality, not for other. Like this, that is reserved for that particular functionality. So in Python also there has some reserved words or keywords are there. Okay, which keywords? Which keywords are there in Python? Anyone knows? Come on. By using
Condition.
these keywords, okay, by using, okay, these keywords only entire in our Python programming language we are going to use whenever it is required. Okay, tell me some keywords
If
or
loop,
reserved words.
Conditional keywords. Yes,
Conditional, first shall we go with the conditional?
yes, sir.
Conditional, tell me
iteration,
some keywords. Conditional, as you
If
said.
else, elif,
Okay, if, next, else,
else,
elif,
else,
elif. Okay, these are the conditions. Any other?
iterations,
Mm-hmm.
iterations,
Oh, okay.
while, for,
Yeah. Can I say like looping?
yes,
Okay, tell me.
for,
Do while
while,
for loop,
for
while
loop,
loop,
Okay, for loop we
break,
can say.
continue,
do loop,
Yeah, for loop we can say. The next one is like as you said, while.
while,
while,
In between, if you want to break that particular loop, then that time you can go with what? Break.
break,
If
break,
you want to skip and continue,
continue,
then that time you can go with what? Continue. Yes or no? You can go
yes,
with
sir.
continue or not. Okay. Next. Come on.
Error handling keywords.
Okay. Exception handling. Huh? Okay. Then.
Try,
Exception handling. Okay. Tell me exception handling keywords.
try,
Try.
accept,
Okay. Try.
final,
Expect. Right. Come on.
finally,
Finally also. These all are come under exception handling. At the time of exception handling, we can discuss like some more details. For now, just remember these keywords. Whenever it's
rise,
required, we are going to use. Okay, next,
rise,
rise. If you want to throw your own exception, right? If you want to throw your exception, then you can go with rise also.
rise.
Next.
Boolean,
Yes. Okay, Boolean values representation, right? What are those?
true,
True.
true or
The
false,
next one is like a false. The value representation. It's like a value representation. Some values. True is one value. False is one value. There has one more value also there. Okay. No
none,
value representation is like none.
no,
No value representation is like what? None. Okay. Okay then. Next.
logical keywords.
Logical operator. Okay. Logical operator. Okay. Logical keywords. Tell me.
and
And, or,
And or the next one is like not.
not,
not,
And or not. And or not. Logical keywords. Next.
bitwise of,
functional keywords.
Okay, functional keywords. Okay, functional. Functional, tell me. If you want to create a
therefore,
function, okay, how we can create a
uh,
function? By using
Def,
def. Okay, definition of the function. Next,
lambda,
lambda functions, which are like anonymous functions. Okay, the next,
Written.
Yeah, written, right? Some value we can return or not. Some value we can return. Okay, the next
In,
one.
in between function.
Yeah, tell me those.
In easy,
Okay, in, not in, right? In,
Yield.
not. In, not. In,
not
not. Okay, if you want to tell, okay,
is not
comparison. Okay,
not
is not also, right? Is not also or not. Yes or no? So you can remember all is like this. Okay, not is common for both, right? In, not in. Is not. Okay. One, for examples, we have a players, 11 members are there. Sachin is there or not in the squad. If you want to check, okay, Sachin in that particular list or not. Sachin not in the list or not. Is Sachin is like something, okay, some value comparison. If you want, you can go with this or not. Okay, next. Come on. Next.
With the pass.
Yeah, there has some other also there. Okay, if you want generators, then the time we have, okay, yield is there. That is inside the functions only we can use. So can I write like yield here? Can I write like yield here? Can I write like yield here? Okay, I'll just write like yield. Okay, here only. Next, class related also there, na? Okay, tell me class. How we can create a class? How we can create a
class
class?
will
Okay, by using class keyword we can create a class. I created a function without any, okay, statements. That means it's like an empty function. How we can write the empty function? If you don't want to write any statements, you can use one of the keyword called as a pass. One of the keyword called as a pass. Understood? Okay, some checks, assertion checks. We have one keyword is there, assert. Okay, while writing tests and everything, assertions, we can check it. Next, any other?
Avoid.
Okay, if you want to delete, del is one keyword is there. Del. Okay, the next one is like as also. Okay, there has, okay, this as when it is coming to the picture, import export modules concept. Okay, there you can write import. Okay, yes, if you want to give some, okay, alias name, then the time you can use like a yes. Okay, any other? Somebody told like with, right? That is also with. Any other?
Import from. I think
Import from also there,
from
from also there, right? Yes. Okay. Import from this
pass.
particular module. Yes.
Pass.
Next. Pass there, right?
Await.
Okay. You can write like async and await also or not. Okay. Async, await also. Next. Async and
Global.
await. Yeah. Global variables like a global, non-local also or not. Okay. Here functions, so here classes, so can I write like a variable? So like what? Global. Okay. Next one is like non-local. Okay. Keywords. Keywords. Okay. Any other? You can easily remember all these keywords or not. First, conditional. If else, else. You are able to remember. Okay, if you have an idea in C language, you can easily remember this one or not. First one, looping stuff. For loop, while loop. If you want to break in the middle, break. If you want to continue, you can continue. Sorry, exception handling, right? Next one, if any exception rise, expect And finally means exception raised or not raised if you want to perform some operation. If you want to raise your own exception, you can use like a raise. Exception handling related keywords or this. If you want to represent some values like true, false, none, then the time you can go with this one. Logical, and or not. Okay, variables global, non-local. Functions def, anonymous functions. Function can return a value. If you want to stop the execution in the middle and resume, you can use yield the function without any statements. Then you can go with the pass. If you want to compare, if you want to check, okay, the value inside that particular, okay, list iterator list set whatever it is a string also one character is there or not there if you want to check it's a kind of membership operator okay in not in okay same like this okay is also okay class if you come okay you can use like a keyword called as a class only inside the class if you want to define a method you can use like a def assertions if you want to check assert you can use it del individual keyword and with also the next one is like in the modules, packages. If you want to import some values from one module to another module, import from that particular module. If you want to give some alias name, you can use like a as. Asynchronous actions, if you want to handle async and await keywords, we can use it. These are the keywords most of the times we are going to use in Python. Okay, these keywords, each and every keyword we are going to discuss as part of our sessions. Okay, na? Are you able to remember all these keywords?
Okay, sir.
Yes or no? Okay. Okay then. Now, up to here, we discussed about how to create a variable or not. Okay, this is the general thing. The next one in C or any programming language, after variables, which concept you are going to learn in general? Come on. In general, I'm asking. In general we are going to start with the functions right variables and functions here also okay we are going to discuss like first phase of functions after that second phase like this we are going to separate so first phase okay I want to discuss here first when you can go with the function when you can go with the function come on in C, okay, in C only you can tell, or in Java tell. If you have any programming language idea, then that time tell me when you can go with the functions.
Function is a group of statements to perform a special task.
Okay, it is represent some functionality or specific task. Okay, now you can tell, okay, in this case, I should have to go with the function. Because of writing this function, I achieve something like this. Give me one scenario like that. Give me one scenario like that. Simple. Okay, you can take like, okay, one person is there. Okay, one person. He want to find the sum of two numbers. Tell me, if you want to find the sum of two numbers, first those two numbers are required or not? Yes or no? Okay, first person required what? Find the sum of two numbers. First, my number 1 equals to 10, number 2 equals to 20, and my sum equals to n1 plus n2, and he can print the sum. This is the general thing, right? Everyone knows this one. You created one variable, you know how to create a variable, you know how to create one more variable, and you find a sum of n1 plus n2, assigned to one more variable, you print the sum, that's it. Okay, at this moment, if you don't know also what is print, just you can come to know like print some message in the console. That's it. Like that you can think. Okay, now there has one more person also there. Simply, he also requires like find the sum of two numbers only. Okay, that numbers also 10 and 20 only. Then this person also n1 equals to 10, n2 20, sum equals to n1 plus n2 and print the sum. Don't think about it. Like this, 10 members are there. They want to find the sum of 10, 20 only. So these 10 members, okay, write the same code. They achieve the output. Okay, they get the output. The same output only they get it. But here the thing is what? The same output only they get it. But here the thing is, come on. Here the thing is Tell me. Here the thing is, here, whatever the lines of code you written, the same lines of code you written, okay, here also, like this, how many persons used this code? 10 persons or not? So how many lines of code you written overall? 10 into 4, it's like 40 lines of code or not? If you observe this code, the 4 lines of code only you repeated like 10 lines 10 times or not? So it's a kind of what, okay, same lines of code you written here, 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 means it's a kind of duplicate code, right? Wherever the any programming language, wherever it is, writing the duplicate code is not a recommended one or not. Yes or no? See, if you write like this, there is no issues, nothing, everyone get the expected output is like 30 only. But is it the recommended way or not, writing the code? Is it the recommended way or not? 200% no. Why? Because you written the same 4 lines of code again and again. How many times? 10 times you written. Okay, writing the duplicate code in any programming language, it's not a recommended way. So how we can, how we can avoid this problem? How we can overcome this problem? That is the question. These 10 members required find the sum. Okay, required the sum of 10, 20 or not? Yes or no? They required some kind of functionality. Okay, find the sum of 10, 20 or not. If you want to write some functionality, if you want to write some functionality in any programming language, you can take. Okay, how we can achieve that one? If you want to write some functionality, you can go with what? Functions. So first thing you have to learn like what? Okay, how we can create the function in Python? How we can create the function? Create the function. Okay, once you created a function, how to use it? How to use it? These two, if you know, okay, these two, if you know, you can do something with this particular requirement. So here the same requirement, same functionality, find the sum of 10, 20. Here also same functionality, find the sum of 10, 20. The same functionality if you want to use in multiple places, okay, don't write the same code again and again. Just do one thing. Create one function with that functionality. Ask the remaining people to use that functionality. So by using functions, we can, okay, avoid some reusable code, right? Okay, we can avoid the reusable, okay, that means duplicate code we can avoid. At the same time, we can reuse the functionality or not. So first thing is like how we can create a function. How we can create a function. Come on, how we can create a function? Anyone? How we can create a function? How we can create a function in Python? Okay, don't worry. Okay, just now only, right? We discussed that. If you go with the functions section, okay, there has some keywords or there what def, lambda, return, yield, pass. These all are related to function keywords or not. If you want to create a function, you can use one of the keyword called as a def, okay, to create or define a function. So how we can define a function? See now. Now come here. Yeah, come here. What is the syntax? Come on, first you have to create a function, right? By using which keyword? Def keyword. After that, anyone guess?
Function name,
Your function name. After that, the
parameter.
function
Parameters.
representation. After that, the function body or not. In Python, okay, one thing you have to remember, you have to follow the indentation. In Java, in C, we are going to use like what? Blocks, right? Curly braces like this or not. But in Python, it's a syntax. You should have to follow. There is no other option for us. So def and function name and representation, and then you have to write what? Some functionality, means some statements you have to write it or not. How many statements you have to write? How many statements you have to write? Okay, as per my requirement, I want to write a function to find the sum of 10, 20 or not. How many statements you have to write? 4 statements or not. So if you want to write some statements inside the function, you have to follow some indentation. Okay, this is the one you have to follow. Why you have to follow indentation? If you ask the question to me, there is no answer. Why? Because syntactically you have to follow that rule. That's it. It's okay. If you not follow, you can get the syntax error. If you not follow, you can get the syntax error. That's the reason. Okay, if you have, okay, you have some guidelines, means you have to pass. Okay, you have to follow that one. If you not follow, then that time you can get like a, you fail like what? At the time of compilation only, it's going to fail. It's not pass. So any programming language you can take it. If it is like, if you not follow the syntactical rules, then the time you can get the syntax error. There is no reasons for that. You should have to follow that rule. That's it. If you ask in Java why semicolon, means there is no answer. You should have to follow that guideline. That's it. Same like this here also. If it is like a, you define a function, if you want to write some functionality, some of, okay, some statements, if you want to write in the body, then that type, okay, you have to keep that statements, okay, by following the indentation. First, in Python, if you want to write a block of statements, start your block with a column like this. After that, you have to, okay, from here you can calculate. You have to take 4 spaces like this, or 1 tab you can take. Now, exactly 4 spaces or 1 tab you can take, and then you can write those statements like this. Okay, now if you observe here, def, your function name, your function representation, this is my function body. Okay, that means my block started here. In my block, how many statements are there? If you not follow the indentation, okay, it may give some error. Okay, it may give some compile, okay, compile time error only. If you follow the indentation or not, okay, if you follow the indentation, then that's okay. You are following the indentation or not following me, it's very simple. Okay, if you not get the compile time error, yes, your syntax is like correct, there is no problem at all. If you not follow, then that time obviously it is going to give some error. If you observe this particular one, by seeing this one, you followed the indentation or not, means yes, I followed the indentation. Why? Because after this block, you can come to the next line. From here, you should have to take how many spaces to write your statements inside the body? 4 spaces you can take it, or 1 tab you can take it. So here, okay, def, function name, and your representation and block. Inside the block, this statement 4, okay, this statement 4, this statement 4, this statement 4, all are taking like 4 spaces. So these all are come under this block only or not. So this particular function contains how many statements? 4 statements. Now I'm going to do some change. Okay, if I write like this, tell me what happened. If I write like this, tell me.
Indentation error.
You can get like a compile time error, right? Okay, syntax error, you can get it or not. Why? Because in this particular function, there is no statements, nothing. Without statements, if you write a function, there is no use. That the reason they given like what? An error or not. Now, if I write like this, if I write like this, tell me. If I write like this, then what happened? Inside the function, how many statements are there? Inside the function, how many statements are there?
One.
Okay, one statement only. Whenever you break that indentation, then the type, okay, thereafter how many statements are there? Those are not come under that particular block or not. Yes or no? Here follow the indentation, here also follow the indentation, but there is no use. Why? Because here you break that indentation rule or not. Yes or no? So this particular statement only come under this particular function block. So how many statements are there? Only one statement. Remaining statements out of your function or not. Yes or no? Okay, still it is following like indentation only, but this is not come under this particular function block or not. Agree with me? Okay. Now if I write something like this, then that type, come on.
Same error.
Okay, if it is like general, okay, if these statements are like individual statements, no problem. So how many statements are there? Okay, 2 statements you can say. This is coming out of your, okay, out of your function definition. Okay, it is like what? It is like, okay, 2 statements only. Understood everyone? Got my point? So
Yes, sir.
tell me here, if you want to create a function to achieve this functionality, how we can create a function? Come on. How you can def
Function name.
what is my function name?
Add.
Some
Okay, you have to follow proper naming convention. By seeing this function, okay, if anybody see this function, he should have to able, okay, he should have to assume like what kind of functionality, okay, they written inside the function. Like this, he should assume. So, can I use like a def sum is my function? Yes or no?
Parents.
Now, this is my representation. Next,
Okay.
how many tab, how many spaces you want me to take?
One tab.
Okay,
4
one
paces.
tab you can take it, or 4 spaces you can take it. The next one is like n2 equals to 20. The next one is like the sum equals to n1 plus n2. The
Okay.
next one is like what? Print of my
Print
sum
sum.
or not. Done. Okay, here this one called as what? You defined a function or not? You defined a function. Whenever you define a function, there is no use. Okay, a function just you defined. When you can get the services from the function, whenever you use this function or not. So once you define the function, okay, no use nothing. The function with some statements. That's it. When you can get the services from the function means whenever you execute this function body, then only, right, you can get the output is like what, 30 or not. So in your hand one function is there, there is no use. When I can get the services from the function, whenever you call it or not, whenever you call it or not. So how we can call a function? In your hand one function is there, how we can call it? For example, in your hand one variable is there, what you can do? Use it. In your hand one function is there, what you can do? Call it. In your hand one class is there, what you can do? Create an object and call the members. Yes or no? If you have a variable, if you not use, no use. Okay, nothing. If you have a function you not call, no use. If you have a class, you not create an object, okay, you not use the members, no use, no use. So that whenever you create a function, whenever you define a function, there is no use. Okay, you have to, okay, call that function, then only it gives me some service or not. So how we can call a function means with the name only. So what is the name of the function? My sum, just you can call like this, that's it. Understood or not? Now tell me, who requires this service? Who requires this service? There has 10 people are there, requires that service or not? Now tell me what you achieve. Come on. In the past, how many statements you written? 40
what?
statements you written. Now how many statements you written? With the function,
Oh,
there has 5. Okay, each and every person called 10 times. Okay, so total 15 times, 15 statements executed or not. So here 40 statements, which are like most of the code is like what, duplicate code only. Here you avoid the duplicate code. Okay, just you reduce it, the statements count is like 15 or not. Which one is the best? Obviously, that second one is the best approach or not. Yes or no?
yes, sir.
Sure.
Okay, so remaining things we'll see in the next session. Okay, so tomorrow at exactly 8 o'clock you can join. Okay, so because quarter to 9 we have another meeting for the next 2 days. So, okay, exactly 8 you can
Sir,
join the conversation. Yeah, go ahead.
వేరియబుల్స్ లో టైప్స్ చెప్పలేదు.
Which one? Which types?
లోకల్, గ్లోబల్.
Yeah, those are like at the time of using like a class. Okay, we are going to discuss like, okay, instance variables. Okay, next one is like static variables, local variables, non-local. These are all things we discuss at that time.
ఓకే సార్.
Okay, for now, just how the variable is looks like. Okay, it is local means it should be inside one function, right? It's a global
ఎస్,
means outside. Okay, that
అవుట్
concept
సైడ్.
not at covered, right? That's the reason we not touch that.
ఓకే సార్.
Okay. Okay, then tomorrow we can continue. Tomorrow exactly 8 you can join. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining. Bye.
Thank you, sir.